to tell, and while I'm burning in hell, I'll take them down, down, down as I fall. Pour on the street and you don't lose any sleep in your hip. Hypocrisy has been a thorn in my side for too long. I got a lot on my plate, and there ain't much that I hate, but there ain't no debate. Don't try to pay me a wage. If it gives me a rhyme, tell me to pretend that I'm blind, 'cause you don't want them to find what you're hiding. You told me you'd help me, but you're in it for you. I'm seeing the greed in everything that you do. Yeah, it's only a wonder how it doesn't consume. You wanted control, but I won't give it to you. 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 Won't give it to find what you're hiding. Find what you're
My world, our world may keep changing, but I'm not going to let the days blur together anymore. This is my awakening. No backing down, no matter the obstacle. I stand for those who make up the fabric of my life, where I come from and where I'm going. I stand for my loved ones and for myself. My mission is to change the word challenge to opportunity. And my goal is to live without limitations. Let's make a declaration together. Our future has no boundaries, no limits, no ceilings. I'm opting in, signing up, and raising my voice. Today is the day I recommit to my shine, to reaching out and digging deeper inspiration, to shouting out loud when I need help and when I can give it, to ensure that all of our voices are heard and the person behind each voice is served. For myself, for my community, for our health, and for so much more. Because my promise is to live fierce every day. There's strength in possibility, strength in numbers, and new opportunities are going to keep on coming. With the American Heart Association by my side, I'm ready for them. Because we live fierce.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'm Monica Robbins, Senior Health Correspondent at Channel 3, and I am thrilled to once again be part of this amazing event, which is the pinnacle of Heart Month, and this year, a series of digital Go Red for Women events encouraging us all to live fierce. And I don't know about you, but after the year we have, I think all of us can be a little fierce right about now. I have been a proud supporter of this powerful movement since the very beginning, back in 2004. And while we can't be together in person, I am so grateful technology gives us the ability to connect, because you and I both know connection is so key during this unique time. During the past 3 weeks, we've had the privilege of connecting with many of you during inspiring community conversations on important topics relating to women's health. Thank you to University Hospitals, Harrington Heart and Vascular Institute, and the Sam J. Franchino Foundation, KeyBank, and Quest Diagnostics for sponsoring these conversations. And for those of you who couldn't attend, we have great news for you. Don't worry, the recordings are available on this Go Red website, so you can watch them at your own leisure. Now, 2020, we all know, was the year everything changed. It challenged everything we knew. It shifted our realities and basically rocked us all to the core. But through it all, we didn't quit. We didn't turn away from the challenge. We proved our resilience. Now, we need to take that determination, that drive, that fight we have in all of us, and we're going to use it to take control of our health. We're going to lead with empathy and fight for all of our communities. Let 2021 be the year we embrace the change. We boldly and proudly live fierce. And I know many of us are passionate about Go Red for Women and the American Heart Association because a woman in our lives may have been impacted by heart disease. For me, it was my maternal grandmother and all of the women I've met in the 23 years I've been the medical correspondent for Channel 3 who shared their stories with me and helped educate the rest of us. So who do you go red for? We want you to put their name in the chat box, and we want to make sure that this evening feels special. So let me tell you a little bit more about what we have in store for you. Well, as you just saw, we're going to be utilizing that chat box feature. This is going to be a great way to connect with each other. Not only do we encourage you to add your thoughts and comments, but also we want you to ask questions, and our chat box managers will do the best they can to facilitate that. And if you'd like to check out our silent auction, this is your last chance to register. So check out the comment section for the instructions, and there are some amazing items up for grabs. So be sure to check it out. I'm kind of excited about that Shinola clock package, and I have my eye on that Valentino bag. Now, the auction closes soon, so be sure to check it out, and please get your bids in. You're going to hear inspiring words from many leaders, and we have a few surprises in store for you too. And I am especially excited to come back and help close the show tonight with an interview with an Emmy Award-winning actress and a Go Red for Women National Ambassador, Susan Lucci. Yeah, that's Susan Lucci. There are so many people who help bring everyone and everything together for this evening, and I want to take a few moments to recognize those companies for their commitments to Go Red for Women. Locally, University Hospitals, Harrington Heart and Vascular Institute, and the Sam J. Franchino Foundation are local presenting sponsors. Their extraordinary support is so incredibly meaningful to the women in our community. Other sponsors that made today possible include our signature sponsors, KeyBank and Quest Diagnostics, Cleveland Heart Lab, Platinum sponsor, Connecticut Water Systems, and thank you to our Garnet sponsors as well, Cavaliers Operating Company and United Healthcare. And our Gold, Ruby, and Media sponsors shown on your screen and listed on the last page of your annual resource guide. Thank you again to all of our sponsors. We could not have done this without you. Now it is my pleasure to introduce to you the woman who helped lead it all, our Go Red for Women campaign chair, Lorraine Dodaro, who is the trustee and chairman of the Sam J. Franchino Foundation and the Corinne L. Dodaro Foundation for the Arts and Sciences, alongside 19 other executive leadership committee members and countless other volunteers. We are so grateful for all of them, but please, help me welcome your 2021 Cleveland Go Red for Women Chair, Lorraine Dodaro.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you for opening up this evening's virtual event and for your enthusiasm for the mission for many years. It is my honor and my privilege to have been the American Heart Association Go Red for Women chair this year. And it warms my heart to see all of you joining us this evening. Shockingly, one woman dies every 80 seconds from cardiovascular disease and stroke. The American Heart Association realizes that this is a leading health threat and has made tremendous strides for the health of women over the years since Go Red began. Yet with all the success, 1 in 3 women still die of heart disease and stroke each year. 1 in 3. That's a powerful number. It's happening to our mothers, our sisters, our friends. It will even happen to some of us. We are gathered here tonight and we rally for this cause because losing even one woman is simply too much. Some incredible women have joined me for this journey, and I want to personally thank our medical chair, Dr. Heather Gornick, for providing medical guidance throughout this year, and for our Circle of Red chair, Tony Haddad, my good friend, who has been instrumental in providing a wonderful fashion element for this evening, and our auction chair, Denise McGee, who has helped organize an amazing online auction, which is still open right now if you'd like to participate. Thank you to my leadership team for standing strong and helping us raise more than $600,000 this year to support Go Red for Women. Even through this incredible challenging time that we have had through the pandemic, we have surpassed what we did last year. Next, there are 2 special groups that I would like to take a moment just to recognize. It's our Cor Vitae Society, which is Latin for the Heart of Life. It's an annual philanthropy giving society. Our special thanks go to Connie Franchino, Mary Ellen Fideli, Chris and Rod Rogers, and Dr. Margaret Larkins Pettigrew for your extraordinary support for Go Red this year. Additionally, the Circle of Red is a society of leaders who uses their influence and ambassadorship to help increase awareness of the heart for women. Our societies are taking stand by personally investing in the mission of the American Heart Association. I have one more important note of appreciation, and I want to say that to you. Thank you for joining us tonight and being a part of this. My hope is that you leave here feeling empowered and inspired to take action, to help women take charge of their own health, and to help us rally together to support this movement. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for joining us.
Oh, Lorraine, thank you so much for that touching message. And thank you so much for all that you do. You are such an inspiration for all of us. And I hope all of you had the opportunity to take your photos with the KeyBank picture in a promised photo booth found on the homepage of this website, or you can also make your commitment to improve your health there too. And all you got to do is take a picture of that QR code you see there up in your screen. And please remember, post a selfie. We want to see you on social media sporting your red, and also show us how you're watching tonight's event. All you need to do is use the hashtag Cleveland Goes Red. I did it. See if you can find me on Twitter. And also, I want you to make sure you start checking out those auction items, because you have a couple hours to get those auction items in. And believe me, ladies, I'm going to be challenging some of you. For all you chefs out there, have you taken a look at that amazing grill? Yeah, it's awesome. And also the Le Creuset Dutch oven is bound to up your cooking game. I know I need one of those for my husband. And you will stay heart healthy with a treasure trove of recipes in that Learn to Cook package. So please check them all out. Make sure you check out those auction items. Bid high and bid often on many, many things. All right, let's do something together, shall we? I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions. This is the quiz portion of our evening, and I want to see your answers in that chat off to the side of the screen. So to start us off, in addition, this is the hard one. In addition to the classic warning signs of a heart attack, name one of the warning signs seen more in women. What do you think it is? And I got to tell you, one of the things I'm so proud of, I mentioned earlier that in 23 years, I've done so many stories on women who've dealt with severe heart attacks and other cardiac issues. And they shared with me some symptoms, and I have a great story of a gentleman, actually, a man who was experiencing one of those unique symptoms, and he remembered seeing my story, and he literally called me from the cardiac ICU in Hillcrest Hospital to thank me, to thank the woman who shared her story because it saved his life. So, any idea on any of those symptoms, ladies? Well, all right, I'm going to give you a couple more seconds to think about it, but we know that left arm pain is one for men. We know that. Well, of course, chest pain is one. How about some others? Well, let's see. Shortness of breath, that indigestion type feeling that you can't shake. How about nausea and vomiting? Back pain. Yeah, believe it or not, it's not just from picking everything up, but pay attention. If you're short of breath and you suddenly have back pain as well, pay attention to that. We are so incredibly guilty of putting everybody else before us. We need to take attention and pay attention to our health. And also jaw pain. That was the symptom that the gentleman noticed in the car as he pulled into the Walmart parking lot. And he had a coronary bypass for bypass surgery. All right, here's an easier one for you. On a lighter note, name a celebrity who has been involved with the Go Red for Women movement. I gave you a huge hint in the beginning of this broadcast. So tell me who you think it might be. I'll give you some tips. One of them played in the Hunger Games movies. Another one is a country diva. Another one is a talk show host. Another one, let's see, she is the daytime drama queen. And another one, actually two, never have a problem getting a hotel room. Any guesses? Any guesses? All right, we'll start with the last two. Paris and Nikki Hilton, of course. They never have trouble getting a hotel room, I'm sure. Susan Lucci, who you'll be meeting later. Star Jones, Shania Twain, and Elizabeth Banks. Now, you know, I've told you Go Red is so important to me, but here are a few others who've shared their passion for Go Red, and we're so grateful that our mission has such star-studded support.
Hello everybody, I'm Tracy Carlos from News 5. I go red for you, for me, and especially for my dad. Go red, Cleveland.
Hi, I'm Danielle Wiggins from 3 News, and I go red for my grandmother, Henrietta Cousin, who unfortunately 13 years ago passed away just before she was scheduled to have heart surgery. I miss her dearly. So Grandma, this red is for you.
Hi, I'm Maureen Kyle from 3 News, and I go red for the 3 little girls that I'm raising at home. We are always talking about how important it is to eat healthy and to stay healthy and active so that we can keep our hearts healthy.
Hello, I'm Lisa Bizzaccia, Executive Vice President and Chief Human Resources Officer for CVS Health. Go Red for Women was launched by the American Heart Association more than a decade and a half ago to address this troubling reality. Cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer of women, claiming 1 in 3 lives each year. At CVS Health, millions of times a day, close to home and across the country, we're helping people on their path to better health. That is why, since 2017, CVS Health has committed more than $20 million to support the Go Red for Women movement, working hand in hand to improve the health and well-being of women coast to coast. I have been honored to serve as National Chair of the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women movement.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Heather Gornick, and I am proud to be this year's medical chair of the Go Red for Women movement. As co-director of the Vascular Center of the University Hospital's Harrington Heart and Vascular Institute, I am closely rooted to this cause. 1 in 3 women will die from cardiovascular disease, and our youngest women, particularly Black and Hispanic women, are least aware of the dangers. This is especially concerning because Black and Hispanic women are disproportionately impacted by heart disease and stroke. That's why it's important for all women to take charge of their heart health and encourage others to do the same. For the woman who went into cardiac arrest at her desk from a heart condition she didn't know she had, or for the woman who was dismissed upon arrival at urgent care and told she's just being a woman and not having a heart attack. For the mother living with type 2 diabetes, caring for her mother following a stroke, for all of them, and for you, the 1 in 3 women who has or will battle heart disease, even 1 is too many. I encourage you to pay close attention to this special story we are about to share with you. Lisa Gardner's heart journey reminds us all to listen to and respect our bodies, even when it's not convenient to do so. Please consider opening your heart and making a gift to support the important work of the American Heart Association so that more women are aware, have access to care, receive the best treatments, are fully represented in research, and have the opportunity to experience good health and well-being. Let's watch now.
I'm a social worker, and so this particular day I had 2 visits that I was scheduled to do. Both of the households, I should say, were involving people who were known or supposed to be aggressive. And so I was a little anxious about going, a little fearful. I kind of worked things up in my head about what I might experience. And I started feeling what I thought was anxiety. It was in the center of my chest. It was not pain, but it was uncomfortable. At the end of my visits, which was around 2 o'clock, the discomfort was persistent, and then the pain started about 5 minutes or so after, so it was about 2:15. It began with the pain in the same area, right in the center of my chest, and then I felt pain in my wrist, my left wrist. And then it shot down my arm, and then I felt pain in my jaw. I had to call my supervisor and let her know that I was going to be taking myself to the hospital because I thought I was having a heart attack.
Lisa did right in recognizing that something is wrong with my body and I need to get help. And also her awareness that, hey, this could potentially be something with my heart. This could be a heart attack.
By the time I was actually able to get some medical staff to work on me, they immediately started with the blood thinners and doing whatever other testing needed to be done. So the next morning, they took me in about 7 a.m. or so and did the heart catheterization. And they found that I had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection.
Spontaneous coronary dissection, or SCAD, is actually a rare cause of all heart attacks, but it has recently been recognized and reported that it is one of the more common causes of heart attacks among people under the age of 50 years. What happens with SCAD is that the artery either tears or that there's a bleed into the wall of the artery, and that's what causes the blockage or narrowing in the artery, the lack of blood flow to the heart, and the heart attack.
This was a situation where there's no health markers that would have indicated that I was a candidate for a heart attack. And so it was kind of an enigma almost, because it was, well, you don't have any blockage, so how did this happen?
In Lisa's case, she had an underlying condition called fibromuscular dysplasia, or FMD, which is a blood vessel disorder that affects mainly women and can affect vessels, arteries throughout the body, including the heart. And the presence of this condition increased her risk of having the SCAD.
But I'm grateful to the medical team, who was there to help me, that everybody who was there, and they were on it. But I have heard of other people who have been younger than me even, who have had heart attacks and unfortunately did not make it. I still consider myself lucky. Because my children worry about me. They worry about me constantly. And two young men, excuse me. It's just been us, it's our family motto, our household motto is it's us three against the world. So I feel like my prognosis is a good one because of the fact that I have made my health a priority. My heart itself is strong, but my body, which is a miraculous thing, will be able to heal itself. I really feel good about the future and going forward, especially with the medical team that I have now. I feel really good.
Wow, Lisa, thank you for sharing that powerful story. We are so glad you could be with us here tonight. That's amazing.
Thank you, Kathy. I'm honored to be here. We are honored to be here tonight.
Well, you mentioned we. Could you introduce us to your partner there?
Yes, this is my younger son. Well, I have two sons, as mentioned before. This is my youngest son. I only have two. This is my younger son, Monty. He's 18. He'll be 19 in a couple months.
Hello.
Hello, welcome, Monty. And Lisa, we just watched that video about your experience. And how did it make you feel to watch that video?
I was just telling my son that I was tearing up. I was trying to hold back the tears because it is the first time I've seen the video, and it is going through it and even looking back on it, it's surreal. And then, but to see, myself in the video describe the story of what happened and taking me back to that day, I'm kind of awestruck, and I'm just very grateful that I'm still here.
We share that gratitude, Lisa. And, as you look back on what you experienced, and thank goodness you had the presence of mind to catch it, what advice would you give to other women in our community?
I guess just to be mindful, know your body, know the signs for heart attack, a stroke, or anything for that matter. And then also to really take as great of care for yourselves as we do for everybody else in our lives, because we often put ourselves last. We need to put ourselves first.
That's the very truth, Lisa. You're right. And so now I would call on our audience here. Let's show Lisa that it is not just the three of them, Lisa and her boys, against the world. Let's show her that we are all behind her and that the Go Red for Women movement is here to support her and all of the lives of the women in our community. As someone who personally has had my life altered by heart disease, I have a keen appreciation of the need for further awareness, research, and the life-saving work of the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women movement. I ask you to join me now in opening your hearts and giving this evening. We need your help. We are so grateful to you, Lisa, for joining us and showing us, the positive outcomes of the money we raise. And so, to everyone else with us this evening, please text Go Red CLE. That's Go Red letters CLE to the phone number 41444 to make your donation. There are several ways to give, and you can see that listed on the screen. If you prefer to make your donation online, please visit www.heart.org/Cleveland Go Red, or you can mail your donation to the address on the screen. Every 80 seconds, a mother, a wife, a sister, or a friend in this country loses her life to cardiovascular disease. Help these women by supporting ongoing medical research and advancements in treatments of all forms of heart disease and stroke. And those advancements impact us right here in Cleveland. 1 in 3 women will die from heart disease, but we know that even one is just too much. So as a reminder, text Go Red CLE, again, the letters Go Red CLE, to the phone number 41444 to make your donation. And after you make your gift, show your support by sharing it in the chat box. Please, give what you are able, but every gift counts. With every dollar that you support the American Heart Association, we are able to find ways to celebrate life through science and research in communities here and around the world. So, if you could imagine, with the gift of $2,500, you will join me as a member of the Circle of Red Society, an amazing group of women and men who are championing the fight for women's lives. $1,000 could be the difference in safeguarding our children's future, giving them a world where the healthy choice is always the easy and obvious choice. And if you are under the age of 35 and choose to give this generous amount, we will also welcome you as an emerging leader in our Circle of Red Society. $500 could provide ongoing professional education to emergency medical personnel and physicians so that no woman is ever turned away or misdiagnosed when facing a heart attack. Could you imagine? $250 could train 10 teachers in hands-only CPR. So make use of that phone. Text that Go Red CLE, one word, Go Red CLE, to the phone number 41444 to make your donation. And as you're making your gift, I would like to personally thank every one of you for being with us today and supporting us. We are so grateful for your support and your funding. And thank you, most importantly, for uniting with us and for joining the Go Red for Women's fight for a healthier future free of heart disease and stroke. Please feel free to continue and make your donations as we move along with the program, which is really exciting. And I am just humbled by your participation this evening. Now, up next, I am really excited to introduce another star, our own Tiffany Tucker, who is the MC of our 4th annual STEM Goes Red for Girls program. Tiffany?
Hello, I'm Tiffany Tucker from 19 News, and I am so happy to be with you this evening. I go red for my father and have been proud to be part of this women's movement this year. Well, the future of Go Red for Women is in the hearts and minds of our next generation. That's why the American Heart Association was thrilled to celebrate the 4th annual STEM Goes Red for Girls event last December, and I was so honored to be the MC. Under the leadership of STEM Chair Caitlin Nowlin of Highland, The virtual day-long program empowered female students from across Northeast Ohio to engage in STEM learning with leaders in science, technology, engineering, and math fields. These 7th through 9th grade students learned to engineer their success with Parker Hannafin, got an insider look at an operating room, and saw a heart dissection with University Hospital's Harrington Heart and Vascular Institute. They chatted with female thought leaders from our community during a panel session and learned how to create their own heart-healthy websites with a coding class with Highland. Did you know that women occupy nearly half of all U.S. jobs, but less than 25% of the jobs in STEM fields? In addition, although 83% of the nursing field is comprised of women, women only account for 34% of practicing physicians and 38% of medical researchers. We certainly have a lot of work to do. Well, since 2017, the AHA Cleveland STEM Goes Red for Girls events have educated 567 students directly, participating from 48 schools across Northeast Ohio. For those who were not there, we like to show you what the day was all about. Let's watch this video. Good morning. On behalf of the American Heart Association, welcome to the 2020 STEM Goes Red for Girls program. Just because we aren't all in the room together this year, we can still deliver a video message to welcome you at this exciting event.
We hope that this event opens new horizons for you. In STEM-related career fields.
As cardiovascular disease continues to be the #1 killer of women, ensuring more of you are at the forefront of developing science, technology, engineering, and math solutions has never been more important.
What many people don't know is that an engineer can do almost anything. Jessica Mark and Christina Koch conducted the first ever all-female spacewalk in 2019 outside the International Space Station. And I think the #1 skill that every engineer needs is creativity and a good imagination. And
I started enrolling in classes related to engineering and getting a lot more involved in different clubs. So you're never going to know what stands out to you most if you don't, go try it.
We are very excited to support STEM Goes Red for Girls. We look forward to empowering the girls of our future.
We can go right and left, and we can go cranial and caudal.
And you make a fist, tuck your thumb out just a little bit and put it right here in the middle of your sternum. That's about how big your heart is.
Do you remember what your dad and I taught you about hands-only CPR?
Call 911.
And push hard and fast in the center of the chest to the beat of Staying Alive until help arrives.
All right, let's get right to it, shall we? Yeah.
I grew up painting and drawing and an artist, and I was a studio art major before I changed my major to STEM.
Out of the University of Michigan Dearborn, no one had accomplished an admission into the U of M Ann Arbor Medical School for 10 years before I did it.
When I was a kid, doing my science experiments of mixing different soaps and shampoos in the bathroom, graduating up to actually pursuing a career in science.
I saw so many of my students change and begin to love math, begin to look to college as a possibility.
Who inspires you? Let me see it. Let me see. I want to see what you're doing right now. A person, something that inspires you. And then when we're done, at the end of this, you're going to see all these great, wonderful words from all of you.
What we're going to do today is we're going to kind of fiddle around with this code on the left and see, as we update it and hit run, what it looks like. Everybody go ahead and scroll through this site and find a heart that you like, that you want to put on your website.
This has been such a rewarding day, and I'm so proud to see how each of you have embraced this STEM experience. The energy and the drive that you have brought is inspiring, and we can't wait to see where your continued STEM journey takes you.
Good evening. For years, the American Heart Association has been striving to ensure everyone has optimal chances of being healthy. But this is not the reality for many people of color and others who suffer significant health impacts related to social factors beyond their control. In fact, people in some under-resourced communities, especially zip codes, have been noted to have shorter life expectancies than their neighbors just a few miles away. COVID-19 has illuminated these unacceptable health disparities and worsened the problems. Our 2024 impact goals affirm our focus on identifying and removing barriers to health equity. We are focused on health equity in 3 key areas. The first area, of course, is social determinants of health, including political determinants of health. We have been in the space of advocacy for many, many years and will continue to be so. Our second one is structural racism. We joined the campaign noting that racism is a public health crisis. We also will be doing our part. And thirdly, threats to our rural health. We know that those folks who live in our rural communities are really difficult to reach and have so many comorbidities that we have to address. We're taking bold actions, and we can't wait to share more with you this year. On behalf of our leadership, staff, and mostly our volunteers, I want to say thank you for being part of the solution by supporting our mission tonight. Have a good time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Larkins Pettigrew, for sharing that incredibly important information and message. Also, hey, everybody, we're just about halfway through, and I don't know about you, but if you might have a mocktail or a cocktail in your hand, feel free. I know it's a Thursday night, but for me, I am drinking water out of my Connecticut water bottle, so I've got to hydrate. Hold on a second. I already got my lipstick all over it, but that's okay. That just tells everyone it's mine. So one of the things you need to bear in mind is it's just a small way that the American Heart Association is encouraging us to focus on our health. And we need to be health conscious. And one of the things we need to do, obviously, is eat and drink. And our friends at Kinetico want to be sure that you are all hydrating your hearts as well tonight. So make sure you drink a lot of water with whatever else you are drinking. And how's that silent auction going? Have you checked stuff out? I don't know about you, but I've been looking at that condo in Salt Lake City and that cashmere throw. Oh my goodness, Laura Piana cashmere throw. And I want to go skiing. I know we have enough salt on the roads and snow in the area, but look at that. That is Salt Lake City, Utah. I would love to be there. And be on the lookout for the Colin Sexton signed jersey and the very important fan package from our auction sponsor, the Cleveland Cavaliers. There it is. Take a look. You might have some competition for that one. And if you haven't done so yet, be sure to snap your KeyBank picture and a promise selfie too. And be sure to post any of your selfies on your social media because we want to share it. So Cleveland Goes Red is the hashtag you'd like to use. And as a reminder, we asked you earlier tonight to support the mission, and you can do that very simply. All you have to do, I know you have your phone in front of you. I know you do because, see, I do. So all you need to do is text Go Red CLE. That's one word, Go Red CLE, to the phone number 41444 and make your donation. Whatever you possibly can. I know it's a pandemic year, but whatever you can possibly give, it matters. Every cent you give matters. And now for something that's just pure fun. Fashion, of course, has always been part of the Go Red experience, and this year is no exception. Thanks to the owner of Tony in Style of Chagrin Falls, Tony Haddad, and our Circle of Red chair that she is, we are delighted to bring you this video showcasing the latest fashion for women of all ages.
And now, for our special featured guest, please welcome to your screens the Emmy Award-winning actress and national ambassador to the American Heart Association, the one, the only, Miss Susan Lucci.
Oh my goodness, Susan Lucci, television film icon. We are so grateful to have you with us and to share your story. So you have been very public about the heart issue that you had gone through. Can you tell us, how did it impact your life and what did you learn from it?
Well, for one thing, it was a shock because my checkups had always been really wonderful and I had no health issues leading up to this ever. And so it was a shock, but it really taught me that even if you've been in great health with no issues, that it's really important to listen to your body. And if something seems a little out of whack, it's really important to act on those feelings.
We have a lot of women in our audience, and I want to know what your message is to them, because like I read your history, and obviously you thought, I'm in great shape, I do Pilates every day, but what did you learn?
I could be wrong.
What do women need to know? We need to take care of ourselves.
Yes, one reason I almost didn't do anything about it is because of my previous great healthy record and so on, but also because it was my day off and I had so much to do. And like most women, we have a to-do list at all times and we are wearing many hats, multitasking to the max. So I thought, well, this is my day off. I have so much to do. I can't deal with this. This can't be anything. It'll go away. And fortunately, I was out buying a birthday present for a friend. If I hadn't been out, if I'd been home, I probably would have just thought, oh, this pain I feel in my chest radiating around to my back, I need to lay down, probably drink some water. And I was told I would have had a massive heart attack. I would have died probably of the widowmaker. I was out very happily, and I took a moment to sit down and assess what I was feeling. I was feeling as if an elephant was pressing on my chest. And the manager of this boutique asked me if she could help me. I told her what I was feeling. It turned out that the manager also had a degree in nursing. I mean, that's amazing. And she very calmly said she would take me to the hospital, which happened to be very close by to where I was. And even in the car, I thought, well, these symptoms will go away by the time I reach the emergency room. And they did. But I called the doctor on the phone, who was my husband's cardiologist. I had no reason to know him otherwise. And he said, no, your symptoms are significant. Meet me at the ER. And he did a CAT scan, and much to all of our shock, I had a 90% blockage in my main artery and a 70% blockage in the adjacent artery. He put 2 stents in that night around 10 o'clock, and then at night they took me to the emergency operating room, and the staff came in, the A-team came in, and I was so lucky, beyond belief lucky. And I knew that a guardian angel had been with me, my guardian angel, who I think was my dad. And I just knew I had to pass my good luck along as best I could. And the best thing I can say to women is that listen to your body. Your symptoms are more likely than not to be different than a man's. We as women don't always have that tingling down our left arm, but we can. We don't always break out in sweats. I had none of those symptoms, but I had the elephant pressing on my chest, and it was radiating around my rib cage to my back. I ignored it the first 2 light times that I felt this. I thought it's nothing. I got lucky. On the 3rd time, and I got a 3rd chance, it was too much to ignore. I would just say, listen to your body, put yourself on your to-do list, take care of yourself. And another thing I would say is to be aware of your family history. My mom is 103, and we always thought, because I was in such good health, that I had all my mother's genes. Well, my dad died of a heart attack. I had his symptoms. I inherited those symptoms from my dad. So it's, I think, very important to be aware of your family history as best you can. Get your checkups. and then get yourself help if you feel you need it. Don't be shy.
How long did you need to stay in the hospital?
You know, I was out in less than 24 hours. I went to the hospital at, I guess, around 3:00 in the afternoon, and all the information from the CAT scan, all of that was done during the afternoon and early evening. I had the surgery late that night, and by noon the next day, I was discharged. And I was just incredibly fortunate to know the doctor to call, that he picked up my call, that I acted and went to the hospital, because part of me was afraid that indeed it really was nothing, and that the doctors would think I was overreacting, and that I would take their important time away from patients who really needed them. I think we as women tend to not take ourselves very seriously with health issues. And I think it's very important to listen to your body.
You are so incredibly busy, and there are so many organizations that could use your time. Why did you choose the American Heart Association?
Well, for me, it was the most natural thing to do. As I said, I felt so lucky. I was lucky. And I just thought, if I can pass this information along and it helps even one woman save her life, I need to do that. Now, not everybody's going to encounter a boutique manager who happens to be a nurse. You know, that's not what I can pass on. But what I can pass on is the need to listen to your body, to put yourself on your to-do list, to take action to whatever symptoms you might be feeling, and don't be shy about it. Go ahead, go to the hospital. The doctors will be happy to tell you there's nothing wrong. And if there's something wrong, the sooner you can get to the expert professional eyes and care, the better it will be for you. The outcome will be much better for you.
Susan, I have to ask, who do you go red for?
Oh, I go red for every single woman out there, in memory of my maternal grandmother, who I loved, who also died of a heart attack. But for every woman out there, and much to my surprise, heart disease is the #1 killer of women. More women are killed by heart disease every year than all cancers put together. And so I go red for all women out there who need to have that knowledge, who need to know that it's okay to take care of yourself and put yourself on your to-do list. Yeah, I go red for every woman out there.
We've had several questions come in from our committee members, and one of them is, life is so different now because of the pandemic. So how do you prioritize your wellness during this time?
Well, I've kept up with the Pilates. I vary it because now I'm home more, and but I do some Pilates every single day, and I thought, gee, this is the most important time to keep up my strength, especially with this pandemic, and so little was known about it. I am much more diligent about taking my vitamins. I've been eating a very healthy diet. I always did, but I became even more mindful about it. Superfoods, things that are good for you, can help boost your immune system. I've always been drinking hot water and lemon since I was 18 years old.
One of the biggest issues that a lot of people are dealing with, especially many people are still stuck in their homes. I've been working in my home since March. Yeah. It's the anxiety, it's the depression, it's those types of things that we really need to pay attention, because that can impact our hearts as well. How do you find that happy place, and what is it?
Well, that's a wonderful question. Before this heart issue, this incident that I had, and my life since then, before that, I didn't really take it very seriously that stress could impact your health. And I think many of us, for all variety of reasons, are kind of living daily with stress, and it becomes the new normal. Sometimes are more stressful than others. Well, I learned that stress played a big part in why my health turned the corner, and I suddenly did have this heart issue. And so what I have found is that for me, Pilates, but maybe you do yoga, maybe you do another form of exercise. And I mean some physical exercise, because it really releases the endorphins and makes you feel better. I think with that physical exercise usually comes a better diet. I know for myself, I no longer, within 10 days, I no longer, when I started Pilates, craved cheeseburgers and French fries. And if anybody had ever told me that, I never would have believed them.
Those are great points as well. And I'm curious to know, what is your advice to the woman who just found out she had heart disease?
First of all, I will congratulate her because she found out, and because that means she was talking to her doctor. And that's really important. That dialogue between you and your doctor is so important. I would say, try to find the best doctor you can, the best care you can. Listen to your doctor, listen to your body, and follow the protocol that good doctor suggests to you. If you're supposed to finish a certain medication, do that. Don't think, oh, well, I've had 10 days, now I'm done. Just follow their guidelines. Follow the guidelines we're all supposed to be following now. I know I have, and it also gives me peace of mind to know I'm wearing the mask. I'm keeping the social distance. We're not traveling right now. We're keeping gatherings to our immediate family who we're all in the same home, the pod, that they're telling us to, and a couple of good friends, because I think that's important too, to laugh with your friends, whether it's by Zoom or on the phone. But sometimes you just have to see each other in person and be in safe places. In New York, they've closed the restaurants, unfortunately, in the city and the schools. I think there's a lot of residuals. So if you know you have a happy place mentally, spiritually, that you can find, for me, my faith is very important. Music is a huge help. And these are things that you can do in your home or your apartment. Some things that make you happy. Maybe something you always wanted to do, and you can try and do a little of that.
That's a great idea. Okay, so around here, we like to say Cleveland rocks, but we have to ask you, have you ever been to Cleveland?
I haven't, and I would love to go to Cleveland. Actually, one of my son's best friends from college and his wife and their three little ones who are so great. They live in Cleveland, and I hear such good things about Cleveland because our son goes and visits his friend and golf mate and golf buddy, and I love these people. So I would love to come to Cleveland sometime soon.
Well, on behalf of the Heart Association here, and of course, all the women watching, we certainly extend the invitation, but we would tell you to come in the summer. It's much nicer.
Thank you. Yes.
Before I let you go, any final words of wisdom, anything you want us to take away from this wonderful chat?
Oh, thank you. I do think the main thing is to listen to your body, act on it. If it's not exactly what you know to be your norm, put yourself on your to-do list and realize that what symptoms you're having, you may not have heard of them before, but they are your symptoms. Call the doctor, go to see him.
Brilliant advice. Susan Lucci, thank you. Thank you so much for your time. We can't thank you enough for this. And we wish you tons and tons of good health in the future.
Thank you so much, Monica. What a pleasure to talk to you. Great questions. Thank you.
Thanks. Oh, it was so much fun having a chance to talk to Susan Lucci. And I have to tell you, you guys are utterly amazing, because in our short time together tonight, we have raised more than $5,000, which pushes the annual money that so far we've raised to $662,000. Imagine that could be a cure for some certain heart issue. That could be something that one of our girls in STEM actually grows up and develops. You guys are amazing. Cannot thank you enough. And on behalf of the American Heart Association, I want to thank to all of our sponsors tonight, and thank you, of course, for your support in this life-saving mission, because it truly is a life-saving mission. And this movement would not be possible without the commitment of our national and local sponsors as well. And for all of you who joined us this evening from the comfort of your home, we are so grateful to you for your help in spreading the message of Go Red to those you love. So please continue to spread that message. It's not just for February, it's year round, everyone. And congratulations and thank you to this year's campaign chair, Lorraine Dodaro, for your visionary leadership and championing not only this star-studded evening, but also the STEM Goes Red for Girls Scholarship, last fall's Watch Me Step Up Challenge, and also thank you to our medical chair, Dr. Heather Gornick, for your ongoing efforts on behalf of women's heart health. Very special thanks to University Hospitals Harrington Heart and Vascular Institute, our heart survivor, Lisa Garner, and her son. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing your story. And thanks to all involved. And Susan Lucci, of course, you are an inspiration to all of us. Thank you to your commitment to the national mission and your life-affirming messages of hope for all of us to take with us. And this evening celebrates year-round efforts, and we are so grateful to each and every volunteer. It's not easy to even put together a virtual program, folks. It took a lot of people to do this. So I hope seriously next year we're all in person, but thank you to all of those volunteers. And please note that silent auction, it ends at 9 o'clock tonight. So you still have plenty of time to check your bids and wrap up what you choose to go for. And I'm going back and checking out that Salt Lake City condo, just saying. Also, if you win an item, bear in mind, you will be contacted by the AHA team following the event after 9 o'clock. And as we close out our program, remember, yes, we raised over $5,000, but we can still do more. We can still do better. All you need to do is make your gift by texting Go Red CLE to 41444. That's Go Red CLE to 41444. And finally, as we think about all those things that we've accomplished in the last 17 years, I look forward to thinking about what we're going to accomplish in the next 17 years. As Go Red for Women looks to the future, we know that it's no longer just about wearing red. It's no longer about sharing those heart health facts. It's about all generations of women everywhere making that commitment to stand together. It's about going red in your own way, and it's about showing the world how we, as women, refuse to compromise when it comes to our own health. We are usually the loudest speakers. We are usually the advocates for everyone else. We need to be the advocates for ourselves as well. And not only can we do this together, we will do this together. After all, there is nothing more unstoppable than women united for a common purpose, because let's face it, girls, we are super women. So stand back, watch us be relentless. We are a relentless force for a world of healthier, longer lives. Thank you so much. I would normally say here, safe journey home, but I certainly hope that's where you are. So grab your cuddle blanket, wrap up, and enjoy your evening. And thank you so much for being part of this wonderful event. I certainly hope to see you all in person next year. Have a great night.
Won't you stay by my side? For you, I stay by your side. I will stay by your side. For you, I stay by your side. Stay
We both have thoughts of leaving when thoughts get thrown around. But we keep going on believing and on till we're all cried out. 'Cause we don't feel like throwing it all away. We don't feel like it. This time it's not about escaping. We don't feel like it. We don't feel like it. Cause we don't feel like throwing it all away. We both have thoughts of leaving when thoughts get thrown around. But we keep going on believing and on till we're all cried out. 'Cause we don't feel like throwing it all away. We don't feel like it. But this time it's not about escaping. We don't feel like it.